Twinklebot Tales.
The Wild Swans. Once there was a king who had 11 sons and a daughter. Princess Eliza and her brothers lived happily in the palace. The king married an evil new queen. The queen was jealous and tried to banish the children. She turned the 11 princes into beautiful wild swans. The swans were forced to fly towards the distant sea. Eliza was also driven out of the magnificent palace. She searched for her brothers alone in the forest. Eliza reached the sea and saw 11 swans with gold crowns. After the sun went down, the swans turned into handsome princes. The siblings embraced tightly under the sunset. The princes told her they were human only at night. They decided to take Eliza across the sea to a foreign land. The brothers carried Eliza through the clouds in a net. A fairy told Eliza in a dream how to save her brothers. She must knit 11 long-sleeved coats from nettles. During the knitting, she must not say a single word. Eliza began to gather the stinging nettles despite the pain. Her hands were covered in blisters from the stings. A young king discovered her while hunting in the forest. The king was moved by her beauty and took her back to the palace. Eliza continued to knit silently in the palace. The archbishop suspected she was a witch and whispered to the king. Eliza ran out of nettles and went to the graveyard at night. The king and the bishop followed her and thought she was doing magic. Eliza was sentenced to death and thrown into a dark dungeon. In the dungeon, she desperately knitted the last coat. At the execution site, the crowd watched poor Eliza. She sat in the cart, her hands still busy. The executioner tried to take her weaving, but the swans arrived. The 11 swans surrounded her, protecting her. Eliza quickly threw the coats onto the swans. The feathers vanished instantly, and the princes became human again. The youngest brother was missing a sleeve and kept one wing. Eliza finally spoke. "I am innocent!" The pile of wood burst into countless bright red roses. The king and the people cheered for this miracle. Eliza and her brothers were finally reunited. The queen received the punishment she deserved. Eliza and the king lived happily ever after.
Tap that button and stay tuned for more adventures. See you soon.